The galactic palace shimmered with alien light as thousands waited for judgment to fall. I stood alone at the center, a human surrounded by enemies who called themselves gods. Chains of graviton energy bound my wrists, humming softly, draining strength and hope. They accused me of treason, of saving someone the galaxy wanted erased forever. I expected execution, silence, maybe laughter, but not what came next. From the highest throne, an ancient figure leaned forward, eyes burning like stars. The palace air thickened, gravity shifting as every species held their breath. Then she whispered my name, softly, impossibly, and time itself seemed to freeze. Every warrior, every noble, every machine stopped moving mid-action. I alone could still breathe, my heart pounding like a war drum. She descended from the throne, footsteps echoing louder than cannons ever could. Her eyes met mine, ancient, knowing, filled with regret I didn't understand yet. "You were not meant to be here," she said, voice trembling across centuries. I answered honestly because humans always do when it matters most. "I was meant to save her," I said, and the words shook the palace. The empress closed her eyes, memories flooding back like collapsing stars. She remembered the girl I rescued, the one prophesied to end empires. They called her a threat, a curse, a mistake that needed erasing. Humans call that kind of thinking evil, and we act accordingly. I broke orders, crossed galaxies, and burned my own future to save her. The empress opened her eyes, and they were wet with starlight. "She is my daughter," she whispered, voice cracking at last. Gasps echoed silently through frozen mouths across the palace. I finally understood. The galaxy feared what they helped create. The empress raised her hand, and time snapped back violently. Chaos erupted as everyone realized what they had just heard. "She lives," the empress declared, voice echoing like law itself. "And this human will not be punished. He will be honored." The guards hesitated, weapons lowering for the first time ever. But the council was not finished. They never are. One activated a hidden failsafe, ancient and forbidden. The palace began collapsing into itself, screaming metal and light. "If she lives, we all die," the council leader snarled. I moved before anyone else could, because humans always do. The empress shouted my name again, this time in fear. I smiled back because someone had to make the choice. I dove into the collapsing core, radiation tearing at my skin. Pain became irrelevant. Saving her was the only thing left. I overloaded the core with my ship's AI and life signature. The explosion never came because something answered instead. A new presence filled the palace, young, powerful, furious. She arrived, the girl I saved, no longer a child. She caught me mid-fall like gravity itself obeyed her. "Enough," she said, and the galaxy listened. The council vanished, erased by judgment older than fear. The palace rebuilt itself around us, healed and whole. I woke later in a quiet chamber, stars visible overhead. She sat beside me, smiling softly, no longer hiding. "You whispered my name," I said. "You stopped everything." She shook her head. "You taught me how." The empress entered, bowing to a human. That moment changed galactic history forever. They rewrote the laws that day, because humans rewrote their hearts. I was offered power, titles, entire star systems. I refused them all, smiling like only humans can. "All I did was what was right," I said. The princess laughed, and galaxies seemed brighter for it. Humans became something new that day, not conquerors but anchors. When someone whispers a human's name, history listens now. Because we don't stop time, we change what comes after. Peace never comes quietly. It arrives watched by old fears and sharper memories. Not everyone celebrated the new era born from human defiance. From the outer systems, ancient powers began to stir. They feared the girl and what humans inspired her to become. The princess sensed it before any censor ever could. "You're leaving," she said, not asking, knowing. "Someone has to remind them what humans stand for," I replied. The empress watched silently, pride and fear warring within her. She finally spoke. "You will not return unchanged." I smiled. "Neither will the galaxy." My ship launched alone, small, human, and utterly unafraid. Across the stars, rumors spread faster than light. A human stood before gods and lived. Some called me reckless. Others called me hope. The first attack came without warning or honor. They expected surrender. They forgot what humans do best. I transmitted one message before firing a single shot. "She chose mercy. I chose you." The battle ended quickly, not through destruction, but precision. Word spread. Humans didn't conquer, they corrected. System by system, fear began to loosen its grip. Back at the palace, the princess watched every step. She whispered my name again, not to stop time, but to trust it. Her power grew, not from dominance, but restraint. The galaxy learned a dangerous truth that year. Humans were not weak, we were patient. And when patience ends, we stand. Years later, I returned to the palace unannounced. She was waiting exactly where time first stopped. "You came back," she said, smiling. "I told you," I replied. Humans finish what they start. The empress bowed again, this time to both of us. History would mark that day as the true beginning, not of an empire, but of understanding. All because one whisper chose courage over fear, and one human refused to look away. The palace still stands where time once froze. But now, it moves forward, with the galaxy. If you ever hear your name whispered into silence, listen. Because sometimes, that's how legends begin.